Welcome to a special edition of the Christy Taylor Show. Hope you all are having a great kickoff to the weekend. And I'm super excited about this one because this is going to kind of really tap me into my gospel roots. Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, I just want you to know that we are going to be taking questions and comments. So you can go ahead and get comfortable in the comment section over there. And we're bringing to the stage Joshua Copland. And let me tell you, he is hailing from Salisbury, Maryland, a minister, praise and worship leader, inspirational gospel singer who competed on season 9 of BET's Sunday Best. At the tender age of 7, Joshua knew he could sing and has been dabbling behind the mic for years, including touring as a backup singer for artists like Charles Butler and Trinity, and so many more. Of course, his album No Fear dropped last year, still working that single, All Things Working. Welcome to the special edition of the Christy Taylor Show.
Hello, Christy. How you doing?
I'm good. You know something?
That's good. That's good. Thank you so much for having me. This is great.
You know something? I'm glad to have you. Let me tell you something. My radio career was in gospel. I pretty much majority of the years, mainly in Memphis, worked for 990 The Light, V101 Hallelujah FM. I did Sunday morning show. Then for years I worked for WHAL Hallelujah FM. And if you know anything about gospel, you know I'm Tracy Bethea, you know, still award winning. Yeah. So that was my family.
Wow.
And I was reading the back of your credits and I saw Neely Dickinson.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
I love her. That is definitely a sister of mine. Like she's good. She's good.
You know something? She got some roots here in Memphis. So sometime we may run into each other.
Oh, wow.
When the next time you chat with her, be sure to tell her I said, hey, what's up?
I sure will. Shout out to you.
Yes. Now, Joshua, I understand Salisbury, Maryland. That's East Coast.
Yes.
So born and raised.
Yes, born and raised in Salisbury, Maryland. Church boy. My mother and father are both preachers, and I've been singing since the age of 7 years old. I was watching a TV commercial, and my family just was so amazed how.
Okay, microphone check 1 2 1 2. Oh, we got a little slight. Okay, we're back. So you said at the age of 7, a commercial?
Yes, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, at the age of 7, I did I was singing a commercial. I used to be ashamed of it, but I'm not ashamed of it anymore. It was a Summer's Eve commercial.
You were harmonizing.
I was harmonizing. That thing was good to me. So I sung it, and my family was like, what in the world are you singing? Why are you singing that? But then he was like, but you can sing. So from that, I just started singing in the church. And I was singing with the children's choir, from the children's choir to the youth choir, from the youth choir to the mass choir, to becoming the praise and worship leader at the church. So, yeah.
So that's your father. You know, I did a little digging into your genealogy. And I understand the Reverend Copeland had his own singing group.
He did. So
you got this singing righteous.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Reverend Copeland and the Singing Disciples was their name, out of Washington, D.C.
What? My birth city. That's my birth city.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. All right now.
Might begin. We might begin.
It's been amazing. I mean, even like, growing up, we always called my dad. He was like the Joe Jackson of the family. You know, he was the Joe Jackson, and he was gonna find his Michael. It's 5 of us.
Oh,
and
wow.
He had my older sister, trying to sing, and then he went to my brother. He had my brother on the organ. He had my middle sister singing. Then he had my baby sister singing, and then I'm the baby boy. So when it fell on me, he found his Michael. So he finally got his Michael.
To go through he said, "Look now, where is he?
Where is the Michael?" Yes, indeed.
So you actually end up singing in your father's group?
No, I never did get the opportunity to sing in his group. But man, now he was a singer. My daddy is a singer. Right now his voice is a little more mature now. But back in the day,
all right, mature. Well, was it choral or was it that good quartet? I mean, what? So
it was it was he really sound just like Otis Redding.
Whoa.
He gave you that Otis Redding vibe,
Yeah.
and I'm not gassing the situation. He really gave you that Otis Redding, that soulful, just man, yeah.
Wow. So, so since you came from a singing family, did your mom also sing, or was she a musician?
She actually could play. She can play the piano.
Okay.
They actually had a group when they were kids. They actually known each other. Oh my God, since they were the age of 5 years old.
Whoa.
And my dad actually told my mother at the age of 5 that he was going to marry her.
Ah!
And my grandmother told my father, well, first you got to grow up, and you got to go to school. You got to finish school, and then you can come back. If that's what you want to do, you can come back and get my daughter.
Ooh.
And my dad did exactly what she told him to do.
Wow,
And
that is amazing. I do understand that in addition to you being a phenomenal vocalist, Joshua, who made it to the stage of BET Sunday's Best, that you are, like your father, a family man. And when you first came on, pre to going live, I was like, oh my God, those photographs, because I love art. So it seems like your father, he valued family.
Yeah.
And you do too. I mean, that is something that is definitely in the Copeland. So where did that come from?
I guess my dad. My dad he's always been in my life, and I'm so grateful to God to have him. Even now, he's still in our lives, still in my life, and I'm happy about that, because there's so many people that have a different testimony.
Yeah.
That they grew up without their father. They grew up without knowing the father's love. But I'm blessed, to have always had my father in my life. Some things was hard, and he just trying to make me be the man that I am today. But I truly appreciate it. I truly appreciate him.
Now, you said he was Joe Jackson. Now, did he have to Joe Jackson you a couple of times?
No. Now he didn't have to Joe Jackson me like Joe did, but
but he said spare the rod, spare the rod.
Yeah. Now that he believed in, they believed in sparing the rod is spoiling the child. Him and my mother both, they believed in that. Now that.
Now in Salisbury, actually, I had a college roommate whose family was from the Salisbury area.
Okay.
Is that considered East Coast, or are we now dipping into parts of the South at that point? Are y'all considered still Easterners?
Yes. Eastern Shore. Eastern Shore is where we're from. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I came out there one time, y'all got some good on the boardwalk.
Yes.
Lord Jesus.
Yes.
There was a soft
fries and the crab cake.
And the soft shell crab.
Yes, crab cake.
Honey, to this day, right now, years later.
You got us.
Fresh, honey. It wasn't no store-bought. It wasn't imitation. It came right out the water.
You better believe it.
Now, one of the things I know you do on your social media, and for those who are watching, feel free indeed to just join the conversation. Oh, we got some love coming up right now. Hey, Jazzy. Happy Friday. Is this your kinfolk, Jazzy K. Wood?
I do. Yes. What's going on?
Yes.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday indeed. We kicking off the weekend just right. We're going to have a little talk with Jesus. He already told me I can just go with the flow. Go with the flow. Now, Joshua, growing up in Salisbury, I mean, a preacher's kid, but you all came from a singing family, because I have to say, sometimes if you're a singing family, you may not get the same type of pressure being a PK. Was that true for you growing up?
We actually got the same pressure, being a PK. Yeah. Pastor's kids could never do anything wrong, and if they did anything wrong, it was so much light and pressure on the fact that you did wrong. And it's just like, okay. But my parents have always taught us that we're all human.
Okay.
We're human. We love the Lord with all our hearts, and occasionally we do make mistakes.
Ooh,
one thing about your mistake is clean it up. Clean up your mistake, and let's move forward and try not to do that again.
Wow,
so that's been the big thing.
Yeah, that was some good sound wisdom right there. That'll carry you through life. Yeah, that'll carry you through life.
Yes.
We all make mistakes, and when you do one, make one, just clean it up.
Just clean it up and keep on.
And keep moving. Now, I wanted to ask, because I know that you got a problem. That's your hotline. Is that your hotline?
I don't understand that right now.
It's like, I'm live. I'm live.
I'm live. I don't understand. You're not
It's like
watching my live right now? Like
just jump on the Facebook, jump on the YouTube.
you're not watching my live. Y'all don't see us on live. I'm just saying.
Somebody call the family, tell them to go ahead and go on the Facebook
And watch it.
and just watch it. Yes, they can go to Facebook, search for Christy Taylor online. Just search for me.
Jesus.
But okay, so when did you decide? Okay, so you're singing at church. Do you also end up singing like in school? Did you do band? What was the rest of your musical journey?
So for the most part, I church. Church is all I've been doing from the age of 7 years old, just singing, traveling with my dad, having the opportunity to travel. As he preached, I would sing.
So you truly was his Michael Jackson. You was his
I
MJ.
truly was his Michael. I truly was his Michael.
Now,
and it's crazy because I used to sing just to be singing, but it became something greater when I got into my teenage years.
Ooh,
and when I would open my mouth to sing, the response, growing up as a 7-8-year-old singing is, oh, that's so cute. Oh, isn't he precious?
He can carry a tune, right?
But when you got to like the 14 and that 14 age, I noticed people wasn't doing so much as saying the all so cute, but they were beginning to weep, cry behind me singing, and then they were grabbing the message of my song. So I knew then it was something different.
So, when you start talking about that, when you get to those teenage years and your own relationship with God, was it really locking in? Because even though you can grow up in a Christian home, doesn't mean that your own personal relationship is fully intact. So where were you during those years?
So around the age of, I really grabbed a hold of God at the age of 15.
Okay.
15 years old. I was, going to Sunday school. Now you still have your moments, even being a Christian. I'm not saying I'm the perfect. I was a perfect Christian.
Your daddy already told you we make mistakes, and when you do, clean it up.
Right.
Come on now. I got it. Daddy already told us.
He already told me that, right? But I grabbed it from the Sunday school teacher when she gave us a dare, and she told us, she said, "I dare you to just open your mouth and just talk to God, ask him for something." And then I want you to come back to the class next week and tell us if God did what you asked him. And so I did it. I did what she told us to do. I went home and I prayed, like she said, and I asked him for something. And within that 7-day time span, when I got back to the church, I had a testimony to let her know, hey, this works. This works.
Wow.
And then from that, I fell in love with praying and talking to God, because I knew if I talked to him, he's gonna answer.
And he's gonna answer.
Listening.
Now, Joshua, you were a teenager. I just gotta know, what did you ask God for?
Back then, I really don't remember what I asked him for.
But wait a minute. But God answered it. God answered that.
He answered it. All I remember, he answered. No. I think it was my girlfriend at the time. I think I wanted him to save my girlfriend.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just so that our conversation, just wanted to hear her when we talked on the phone, to have a different conversation. And I think that's how.
Yeah. Oh, we got a filmmaker in the house, Rod Kirby, representing the 901. Talking about hashtag prayer works. Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, yes, it does. Now, okay, so now you're a praying teenager, a praying mama. Okay, so you're a praying teenager singing. And of course, I got to say this. When you sing in church and you got the saints crying at this point, when did you also notice that you had a different gift other than just probably the traditional singing, and start moving into praise and worship, which is a different style of music in church? So when did that come into your life? Because that is kind of like what you're known for now, is praise and worship.
Worship, right.
Yeah.
I think I might have been close to 18, 19. Because I still kept that prayer life. Yeah. I just kept that was my normal routine. I wasn't the normal kid as far as going outside and playing all the time. Like I would come home from school and I would go right straight to my room, and I would spend time. I really would spend time with God. Like I'd be really just talking to God or praying or reading. Just know, I just had that hunger for him that I just wanted. I wanted to know more about this God that my parents talk about, that they live
Mm-hmm.
for, and the God that we talk about in the Bible. I really wanted to know him and feel him. And I
Right.
think it was probably 18 or 19 years old, I want to say, when I had another encounter with him. And I began to just talk to him like I normally do. This time I was praising him. And it went from a praise to, he began to play. I began to hear, great is thy faithfulness.
Mm-hmm.
Real soft on the organ. It was like an organ feel that, but it
Yeah.
filled my room. It was such a moment. It filled my room. It was loud enough in the room that it filled the room, but I was so afraid to move that if I moved, that he would stop playing.
Right.
So I just
Right.
I would just lay there, and then tears would just be falling. I was like, this is crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, so from then it was like, okay, so worship. So then from that I would channel every music song I would listen to, and I would do my worship. I would channel everything to him, and it would just be just a straight connection. Like, yeah, I can't really explain it from there, but yeah.
Yeah, having been, raised in church like yourself, for some people they don't understand that there is, even as a vocalist and as a singer, there are different shifts in the music. And when you find that sweet spot and you can learn how to go there, on
Yeah,
a constant, that becomes like, okay, how do I get to that space? They talk about athletes getting in the zone, but it's like you can also do that as singers as well, to
yeah.
find that sweet spot where you and God are
Sweet
having a
spot, yeah,
conversation and other people are listening.
yeah, yeah.
So
Right, right.
yeah, that was a very powerful encounter indeed, Rod. How has faith from a child till now, how did it start shaping you once you graduated and start moving into the bigger world beyond mom and daddy's house and the church?
Yeah.
So how was your life experiences? Did you, fall off, or did you just go deeper? I mean, because that happens. That
It does
happens.
happen. It
Mhm.
does happen. It does. Um, even in those moments, to still having that connection with God, and
Yeah.
and there was moments that I did fall off,
Mhm.
or
Okay.
fall off. But let's say
Right.
I will fall off Monday, but by that Sunday we're gonna repent. We're gonna get this thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it right, because
Yeah.
I've always just knew that I needed him. I needed
Yeah.
him in my life. I needed him to guide every footstep. I need him. I just need him. Like, that's he's
Like,
been, if I could say it this way, he's been my drug. Some people need drugs
ooh,
to get
yes,
them their fix.
yes.
That's my drug. He's my drug to
Yeah.
give me my fix that I need
Yeah.
to go on with life, man.
Okay,
It's
that
real.
that conjured up for me BB and CC Winans Addictive Love. It's like, and
Yeah,
there was another
that's
time, the Clark
yeah.
sisters. You remember the Clark sisters when Dorinda was it was in the vamp, and she said, he's a habit I just can't break.
He can.
Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. God's that habit
Yes,
I just
sir.
can't break. Yeah. So
He's
taking
the
it
one.
back
Yeah,
to
man.
yeah, taking back, so in your 20s, did you, the girl that you prayed that God would save, that was your girlfriend, did she become your wife?
No, she did not. No,
Well, okay, the prayer
no.
worked, but the relationship didn't. That
Hey,
part.
the prayer worked. She did get saved, but she ain't the one for me.
Right. Yeah. The prayer
But
worked.
the
The prayer
Lord,
worked.
the Lord did bless me. My wife, her name is Tamika Copeland, and
Oh,
man,
okay.
and what drew me to her was her connection with God.
Mm.
Like, she started coming to the church, just a quiet girl. She stayed to herself. She wasn't a busybody. She just stayed to herself. But I loved the way her worship. Like, I would see her in church, and just how she would worship God, and just her whole connection that she had with him. I was like, yeah, that's wifey right there. That's wifey material right there. So
Look at you. You just like your daddy. I mean, he said at 5 years old. That's her. That's her.
that's her right there.
But you know something? They say when a man knows, he knows. That's what they
Yeah,
say. Old
and
folks
I
say when a
agree.
man knows, he
I
knows.
really agree. I used
Yeah.
to hear that same thing growing up.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
you know
try
you
not
got
to
the right
believe. We
one.
try not to say it works. I mean, we try now to say, "Oh, they don't know." We got to let them know. I've come to understand that old folk knew what they were talking about.
They knew what they were talking about. They really did.
Oh, look at her showing up. Look at her. Look at her. Hey, Tamika.
Hey,
Hey, family. Hey, family. She said she got that ring. But I love that. But not only did she get the ring, you all had, is it hashtag party of five? Did I say that right?
yeah. Copeland Party of Five. Yes. for five of us. Well, 3 children.
3 children, and wow, hello. Yes, this is delightful. So tell me, in building a relationship that you definitely said, hey, I see God in her. The God that I'm pursuing, she's on that same path. Y'all link up. Did y'all court long, and how did you start the family? What was like some of the, because I know you're a family man. Your father was, it's in your blood. Share with us your viewpoints and insights.
So when we were dating, at our beginning stage of dating, we was just I was courting her, just trying to get the information that I needed. And so I was like, one of the questions was, how many kids did you want? Mm-hmm. And she always said, however many the Lord allowed us to have.
Ooh.
I was like, bet. I wanted 7 kids.
Right. Oh.
So I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So,
God gonna allow us to have 7.
He gonna allow us to have 7. Yes, Lord. And so, we had child number 1. And then, when the second child came, you got to realize every child is not the same. Wow. You get different personalities. So, when the second child came, I was kind of like, all right, I don't think I want 7. I think 2 might be good. I think that might be my limit. I think that's what I can handle.
It's like,
I think I can only have 2. But
it's like, okay, 7 personalities. No, let's start with this. Your personality, my personality, and those two. Right?
Those 2, we done. And so we were done. Like it was like 2, we're done. But the Lord, we was in a service while my wife was pregnant with my second child. Was in a service, and there was a pastor that actually prophesied to my wife, and told my wife that she sees a boy child. And we was like, nah, because what she's carrying is a girl. Yeah. And then so after the service, I took my wife to the preacher so she would know.
Yeah.
You might have missed this one, sis, because this is a girl.
Right.
And she said, I didn't say that the one she's carrying would be the boy. I said, I see a boy child.
Ooh.
And I said, okay. So, a few years later, my wife got pregnant again.
So you had 2 girls. So you had 2 girls.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So then, my wife got pregnant again, and I was like, this better be a boy. I'm first of all, I'm already outnumbered in this house. So this one better be a boy, or me and the Lord gonna have a real serious conversation.
I love it. I love it. Wow. And God heard, and He answered.
He heard me and gave me my little boy, Josh Jr.
Wow. Josh Jr.
Yeah.
Now, I love the fact that in the midst of all the things that you have going on in your spiritual life, your music life, and your family life, that you still pursued music. Because sometimes we can just get busy with life, working, family. How did you stay on track with the music?
How did I stay on track with music? Because real talk, music is the core of our family. That's our foundation. Okay. One of our foundations is music. Because of of the message behind the music, and then just how music makes you feel. Mm-hmm. The feeling that you get singing the music, and to see people reacting to the music. So once we finish with Sunday Best,
well, wait a minute. You can't jump to Sunday Best, because before you got to Sunday Best, I heard that you had a song that was climbing the charts. Come on,
let's piggyback. Let's go back there. Let's go back.
Yeah, that you're a party of 5. You're a part, you know what I'm saying? And yet you're still singing. And so when did you do the Blood that started?
So the Blood actually came out in I think it's 2016, I want to say.
Okay.
With Charles Butler and Trinity. And how that came out was I've never heard of Charles Butler prior to that. There was an event that took place with a good friend of mine named Cheryl Jackson. Okay. Who was a radio personality, and she did a 25-year celebration, and she wanted me to open it up, and I said sure. So Charles Butler and Trinity, they did the background vocals for that event. It was myself, Karen Clark Sheard, Anthony Brown, JJ Harrison. There was a few other artists that was there.
Nice concert.
Yeah, and so. From that, my brother, he wrote this song called The Blood. And one of the guys that sing with Charles Butler and Trinity is a friend of my brother and myself. And he the blood of Jesus. And just to see people's lives being changed. And
Mhm.
there's so many testimonies that came in from that song. It was amazing. We traveled for at least 4 years.
Oh wow, you
Yeah,
two, yeah, you really, yeah, you really, yeah, worked with that. With is that? I mean, that's a long time. That's a long
it
time to
is.
be on the road. Period.
Yeah,
And to end up with a group like that. Now, here's one of the questions I have when it comes to um, and we got a little difficulty, but we're gonna keep it moving. When it comes to being able to do ministry and start going professional, how did you and your family, how did you all begin to work that out?
as far as singing professionally.
Uh-huh. Because then that leads you
Um,
to BET.
real talk. It was just a conversation of when I could get home, I would be
Mhm.
home and still be faithful, still remain faithful in singing in the praise and worship.
Mhm.
And what ended up happening is because we're such a musical family, um, my nephews and my nieces they would sing, they would do the
Okay.
worship when I was away. My nephew, his name is Jeremiah
Ah,
Copeland.
wait a minute. Don't you tell me about Jeremiah that's on American Idol. That's
That's who.
kinfolk. That's family.
That that's
Yes,
my nephew.
that's right. That's right. There's a whole article where you just all up in there. Hold on one second. So Jay, as y'all call him, he and some
Jay,
of the other kinfolk, while you on the road,
they would
there.
do the worship while I would travel.
So what led to you doing BET Sunday's Best?
So I actually auditioned for Sunday's Best a few seasons back. I think it was season 2 was the first time I auditioned, and
Okay.
I made it to the second round,
Mhm.
and they sent me home. So I was really good. Hey, I'm good. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Sunday Best ain't for me. I'm good. So when season 9 was coming around, my wife, she just kept pressuring me. It was like, baby, you got to do this. You got to do this. And my brother, he was like, dude, you got to do this. You have to do
Yeah.
this. And I'm like, no, I'm
I've
good.
already done it. Like I did it.
I
Yeah.
already done that. You get one chance to kick a man down. I'm good. I
Yeah.
got, I got wife, kids. Life is good. I'm good.
And
But
you on the road and
they kept,
everything. Yeah.
yeah, but they kept pushing and pressuring, like,
Right.
you got to do this. And my wife told me, she was saying, the world needs to hear what God has deposited into you. And I was like,
Ooh.
okay, all right. So I auditioned for Sunday Best, but I really auditioned just for them to send me home so I could tell her, see,
I
that's why I
did
didn't want to do
it.
it.
But little did you know
But
timing.
little did I know, right? Little did I
Yeah.
know that the plan was so different.
Yeah.
And it takes me to Jeremiah 29:11, where he says, for I know the thoughts that I
Yeah.
think about you, thoughts of
Mm.
peace and not of evil, to give you
Mhm.
an
Yeah.
expected end.
I
And
love
and
that.
so that played with my mind, like, wow, the word of God is really true. And
Yeah.
so I got accepted for Sunday Best, and they called me and told me, and they were real quick about it. It was like, yeah, um, we want to fly you into Atlanta to take, season 9 of Sunday Best. And I said, okay, okay, cool. When? And this was on a Tuesday. They was like, yeah, your flight leaves out Monday. And
Whoa.
Monday at 6 a.m. I'm just like,
Whoa.
whoa. So now
Whoa.
I have to figure out how to tell my job
Yes.
that I'm gonna be gone for I don't know how long.
Wow. Whether it's one episode or 10. Right. Exactly.
Right.
I'm gonna be
And
gone.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had to have that conversation with my job, and I told my job,
Wow.
and well, actually, I prayed about it first,
Yeah.
of course, and I told God, I said, well, God, this is what we're gonna do, because I'm a family man, but I like to
Mhm.
provide for my family.
Right.
I don't
Exactly.
want to
Yeah.
be that dude that,
Yeah.
the wife is making all the money, and I'm just like, okay, I'm on chill mode, I ain't got a dime. Keep
Yeah.
asking her for $20. No, we're not doing that.
He said, that's
So
not your life. That's not your
that ain't
ministry.
no, can't do it, can't do it.
Yeah.
So I prayed about it, and I said, God, listen, if this is what you want me to do,
Mhm.
then I need, the word talks about that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and you
Yes.
turn it how
Yes.
it's supposed. So
Yes. Yes.
so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna ask my boss
Mhm.
to let me have off for a
Mhm.
whole month or so.
Mhm.
That is a far stretch situation, but
But you
if
said,
it's your will,
right,
she'll let me
right,
do it. I said, and if it ain't, hey, I'm gonna go back to work, and we're gonna be on chill mode. I'm good.
right.
So I went to her and I told her and I explained it to her, and she said, "Sure, okay, no problem." I was
Wait
like,
a
"Are you
minute.
kidding me?" I said, "Okay, God."
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah, and then from that I left on that Monday, and yeah, my life has been different ever since.
Wow. Because you made it as the runner up. You were one of the
Yes,
finalists. Now,
yes.
who particularly of the judges connected with you and started really like, okay, even though you didn't win, we got to make sure you stay in the industry. Who became that friend to you?
Real talk, Jonathan McReynolds.
Okay. Okay.
We're still even today. Like he'll shoot a text just to check on me, and hey,
Yeah.
Cope, I'm checking in on you,
Yeah.
and and it means so much to me. That
Yeah.
means a lot because I see his schedule. I see him on the road. I see him touring, doing movies, and he has.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, for him to take out time to do what he's doing and
Yeah.
still reach out to me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And I like the fact that, yeah, I do know that I think some of the Facebook fam had to, it kind of messed up, but we're going to push it anyway and even share it to our circles. So they'll get a chance to see it in the replay. And
Cool.
of course, it's available on Twitter and YouTube. So for those who are still watching, you definitely can still drop those questions and comments. But as we get to the wrap up, I was really curious that, as you say, Jonathan was one of those people. But I do, as I said at the top, that Neely Dickinson was a part of one of your project. Let's talk
Yes,
about, and of course, you go in 2019, and then the very next year, it's a pandemic.
it's a pandemic, isn't that something?
It's a pandemic. So when and
Listen.
how did you all make the album happen?
Listen, God is faithful here.
What you said?
So he is faithful. So the whole okay, so 2019, Sunday Best, finalist.
Yeah,
So we got to travel. So I mean, traveling was what I did.
yeah,
When 2020 hit, of course the world shut down.
right.
And which gave us time to actually work,
Oh,
kind of be
okay.
still to do the project too,
Mhm.
and yeah, that we took time throughout that whole process, and we actually just sat down and try to figure out how to do this, that
Yeah.
it can be safe. We still want to be safe
Hmm.
like that.
So, so the album actually came out. So you were recording during 2020, and the album is released in
I'm sorry,
2021. Uh,
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
so the album actually is released in 2021. So tell me about what you've been doing for the last,
Oh,
last
I
year.
can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Hold on. All right. So just trying to work through the technical difficulties, but we're gonna make it
What
happen.
happened?
What happened? You can't hear him. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hold one
Okay.
second. Well, I tell you, this has been a truly a delight. Josh Copland. Copeland. All right. So Joshua, I know that you probably got a call that came through, and we're just going to wait for him to come back. But I tell you, I'm super excited to be able to talk to a man who is about faith and family. And for those who are watching, feel free to go to his YouTube channel. Really great album that's there, No Fear. And one of the singles that I really liked was the one All Things Working. Truly a radio hit. And I think that you all will be inspired by it. In addition to all the other great music that he has on his YouTube channel, and I find that you got to check him out on Instagram. That's where he really does do a lot of engagement with his family. And I was just really excited. Yes, we're back. And I was saying that for those who are watching, they definitely got to make sure they check you out on YouTube for your album. And one of the songs that has been a single, like I said, you dropped it in 2021, is All Things Working. Let's talk about that song and just the essence of the album, and then how
Sure.
people can get connected to you.
Sure. So that album, that song, I'm sorry, a friend of mine named Larry Vaughn, he wrote
Mhm.
the song and he let me hear his version of the song. And I told Larry, I said, Doc, I need that song. I need that song on my project. The message behind that song, All Things Working,
Yeah.
it's just it's so needed.
Mhm.
So many people are going through
Yes.
I had one lady. She came to me, and she was telling me how her dad was on was in hospice care, and she played that song every day when she went to go view, go see her dad. She would play that song, and she said it just gave her strength to
Yeah.
understand that what she is dealing with,
Right.
that it's going to work for her good.
Yeah.
And so many other testimonies that I received from that song. So at that moment, I was telling Larry, yo, we need this song because, at that moment, I just gotten over COVID. My kids got over COVID. My parents had COVID. My brother had COVID. So many of my family members had COVID. And just your mind is like, oh God, are we going to live through this?
Yes. Yes.
That's like the biggest worry is, oh God, are we going to live through
We'll
it?
do this.
And the fact that we did live through it, I just know that there's so much more that God has. He has so much for us. And so the song, All Things Working, told Larry, I said, I need this song for my project. So he was like, okay, cool. I got you, bro. I got you. And so I got together with Danny Weatherspoon, who was the producer. And me and Danny got in the studio and we redid that song, All Things Working.
All Things Working.
And
it's a radio hit. It's truly a radio hit. What's one of your other favorite songs, and how can people get connected to your music and stay connected to you?
Sure. So another one of my songs that's on the project that I really love, a song called Real. Real is that's my song because growing up in the church, I also was the youth minister at the church, and so I would get a lot of the young people coming to me, especially young men who would come to me and would tell me their dreams and ambition and things that they want to do and be in life, and to watch them, and we pray about it, and then watch them to grow up, wondering will what they're going through oversee what they want to be, or will their dreams become reality? And that's exactly what the song talks about. The song talks about that God will take your dream and he will make it a reality. And so Real. I love the song Real.
It definitely is a very empowering record, and I still say record. Yes, I do. Even though
it's all right.
Ain't no vinyl nowhere. It's still a record.
It's still a record.
But I tell you, I really loved it. And even when it first pops on with the worship song, I mean, it's just so many different layers to it. And as it just kind of looped, I was like, yeah, this is that keep you inspired music.
Right.
Driving in the car with your mind full, cleaning the house. I mean, it's one of those songs that could definitely, you can just let it play and let it minister without you feeling like you being ministered to. Like some songs make you have to go in the closet.
Right.
Where's your closet?
I gotta listen to that by myself. Yeah.
Right. But this one, you can be around people doing things, living like the young lady had it at the hospice with her and her father.
Yeah.
And it's just doing the work. The spirit of it is doing the work. And I'm really grateful for you, Joshua.
Thank you.
First of all, doing your own internal work, listening to your mother and father, and following God's leading in your life, and just the gentle way that you are in the world. I can feel that, and I'm just really grateful that you exist and that you're doing great things, and that we know about you, and that I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us can stay hidden for a long time.
Wow.
And and when God started saying, okay, I'm ready for you to be seen and heard, I can testify and witness to that. It's like, okay, God, may I be a good steward of this moment.
That's it. That's real.
Yeah. And I feel that you are, and that you will continue to be. And for that, I'm grateful.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you
so
much.
So how can we stay in the loop? Now, of course, I guess
please stay in the loop. Please stay in the loop. There's so much coming. You can catch me on IG, which is Instagram. You can catch me on Instagram is I am Josh Copland. On Twitter is I am Josh Copland. On Facebook is just Josh Copland. And if you happen to have a TikTok, which TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you're getting another side of Josh.
Oh my God! I'm about to find you. I'm about to find them. What is the handle? What's
TikTok
the TikTok?
Is I am Josh Copland.
Okay.
And on there, you're getting the cooking side of Josh.
all right,
Yeah.
cooking show. All right, cooking
Yeah,
show.
I
Cooking with
love to cook.
Josh.
I love to cook.
Wow.
And it's
that's
always
a
something,
blessing.
simple recipes.
Mhm.
I give you snippets of everything, and then I show you how I do it.
Okay.
And be done. So maybe a 3 minute tutorial.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow. It's so beautiful that we are in a time where we can share so many aspects of ourselves, and the world, literally eats it up. So that's
Right.
that's good. That's literally eats it up. So tell your wife, thank you.
Sure will.
For telling you to go on Sunday's Best, and to your children who are definitely looking beautiful in those pictures back there. I know they way older than that now,
Oh
but
God,
I
yes.
love that photography. And you said earlier, you said your wife took those.
She
Yeah,
took those, yes.
yeah.
As
Tell her
each
she has a
child,
great eye.
as each child got maybe 6 months, she took
Wow.
them. She took the picture
Yeah.
of them
Well, you
laying on my
tell
chest
Tamika.
sleep.
Yeah, but tell Tamika she's a photographer. Go and take a class or two. Go ahead, take a class or two. She has a great eye. She has a great eye. Anything else, Joshua, before we go?
That is pretty much it. Thank you so much. And for those that haven't gotten my new project, you can get it on all digital outlets. No Fear is the title of that project. No Fear, Josh Copeland.
No Fear. God bless you. Thank
God
you for
bless
being
you.
an
Love
amazing
you.
guest.
Thank
Love
you
you
so much.
too. Thank you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.